Hey, this is Tom Hannon, and welcome to This Day in Baseball's Daily Rewind, where we look at 5 cool things about November 3rd in baseball history. This episode's going to be a little different, only in the sense where 5 things may not be as clear as they normally are, but that's okay. So first up, a little trivia. What pitcher of all the Cy Young Award winners in Major League Baseball history had the lowest ERA? All right, we're going to get to that one at the end. Today is really the day of the Cy Young Awards. 8 Cy Young Awards are awarded today, and 3 of the winners are multiple-time winners. So let's start off with 1960, Vern Law. He went 20-9, and he started games 1, 4, and 7 of the historic 1960 World Series. And he went 2-0 World Series play. And one of the cool things is, and I've talked about this on our podcast here, is you can actually listen to these games in our community. And I'm going to give the link in the below the show notes. But you can listen to game 1, 4, and 7. We have those all in our community of the 1960 World Series. And then next up is, of course, Sandy Koufax, where he wins his 3rd Cy Young Award. And he set the National League record with 382 strikeouts in 1965. Now, in 65, you can listen to starts that he had on April 22nd, June 20th, August 10th, the 9th inning of his perfect game, and for good measure, Game 7 of the 1965 World Series, he pitched on 2 days rest. And then we jump to 1971. Fergie Jenkins finally gets his Cy Young after a few close calls. You can hear him pitch in the 1971 All-Star Game. And then going backwards a little bit here to Jim Lonborg in 1967, he goes 22-9. He's the leader on the mound for the Impossible Dream Boston Red Sox. And you can hear his start on September 2nd, but you can also hear his 3 starts in the 1967 World Series. Matter of fact, you can listen to all 7 games of the 1967 World Series in our community. And then in 1970, Bob Gibson wins his 2nd Cy Young Award. Gibson posts a career high in wins with 23. Now, again, in our community with Gibson, you can listen to his World Series appearances in 64, 68, and 67, and his no-hitter that he pitched in 1971. And then we have back-to-back teammates who won, Rollie Fingers and Pete Vukovich in 81 and 82. Now, one of the interesting things about Fingers and Vukovich is they were traded to the Brewers in the same trade from the Cardinals on December 12th in 1980. And then wrapping up today's Cy Young Award winners, Greg Maddux in 1993, he wins his 2nd in a row. He's going to win 4 in a row total, but for 93, he went 20-10 with a 2.36 ERA. Just some quick facts about Cy Young Award winners. In 1957, Warren Spahn, my dad's favorite, became the first left-handed pitcher to receive the Cy Young. Who's the oldest winner? That would be Roger Clemens, who won the award at 42 years old in 2004. Which pitchers have won a Cy Young Award in both the American and National League? Gaylord Perry, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Clemens, Roy Halladay, and Max Scherzer. So that's it for Cy Youngs for right now. We're going to get to the trivia at the end. Now let's go back in time. 1928, November 3rd, voters in Massachusetts approved Sunday baseball in Boston. Now, being from Boston, you may notice from the accent, we had blue laws in Boston, and nothing happened in Boston on Sundays. You used to be able to learn how to drive a car in empty parking lots on Sundays. So there was nothing open on Sundays. So allowing Sunday baseball in Boston was a big deal. But it was only allowed if the fields were 1,000 feet away from a church. This leaves Pennsylvania as the only state with no Sunday baseball in the major leagues. Now, we're going to jump to 1968. Harry Carey, November 3rd, 1968, Harry Carey, trying to cross a busy Kings Highway near the Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis suffers 2 broken legs, a broken nose, and a dislocated shoulder when he is knocked 40 feet in the air after being struck by a car at 1:15 a.m. on a Sunday morning. The popular Cardinals broadcaster, whose hospital room will become party central before he's discharged, will recover in time to be on air for opening day. Now, Kerry, we have countless games with Kerry, but one of the classics is I love listening to his call where Richie Allen hits that famous blast over the Coke sign on May 29th, 1965. You can check that out in our community as well. Jumping forward here, November 3rd, 1987. Oakland A's first baseman. I know there's a lot of controversy with this guy. Mark McGwire hits 49 home runs, drives in 118, and wins the 1987 American League Rookie of the Year award. McGwire at the time is only the second player to win it unanimously. The other was Carlton Fisk, who did it in 1972. McGwire, of course, set the record for rookie home runs with 49. And he was the first rookie to lead the majors in home runs since Al Rosen in 1950. An interesting thing is McGwire's selection marked the first time since 58 and 59 that players from the same team won the AL award in consecutive seasons, because Jose Canseco, his famous Bash brother, won the award in 1986. Back in 58 and 59, it was Washington's Albie Pearson and Bob Allison. They were the last to be selected in consecutive seasons. Now, of course, jumping ahead to 88, Walt Weiss will make it 3 in a row for the A's. Now, McGwire, and this was something I didn't know until I researched it, actually didn't play the last game of the season. He had forfeited playing the last game, trying to hit his 50th home run to be with his wife Kathy as she gave birth to their son Matthew. And he considered that his 50th home run of the year. Today's birthday boy was born on November 3rd, 1945 in St. Louis, Missouri. Ken Holtzman. Holtzman was unfairly compared to Sandy Koufax early in his career. Both were left-handed, both were Jewish, and they both had devastating curveballs. But that comparison was really unfair to Holtzman. He went on to have an excellent career. He won 175 games in 15 seasons. St. Louis native was also involved in 3 really big trades, one sending him from the Cubs to Oakland, one sending him from the A's to Baltimore, and the other shipping him from the Orioles to the Yankees. And when he joined the A's, he joined Vita Blue, Catfish Hunter, and in a very formidable starting rotation that led the A's to 3 straight World Series championships. He was a crafty lefty who preferred to induce a ground ball rather than a strikeout. Holtzman won 17 or more games 6 times. He pitched 2 no-hitters, and he was a clutch performer as a 4-1 with a 2.54 ERA in 8 World Series starts. Now, before I jump to the trivia, I just want to again send a special invite to you to join my baseball community at tomsvintagebaseball.com. The link's below in the show notes. I just listed a dozen games you can listen to. And this is a place where we just relive baseball history through the voices of the past. Hundreds of interviews spanning back in time all the way to the 19th century. Old baseball, broadcasts, and so much more. There's thousands of audio clips for you to enjoy as a group or at your own convenience. You can start listening today at tomsvintagebaseball.com. Now, as far as the trivia answer, you can probably guess it's one of the guys I mentioned above. In 1981, Milwaukee Brewers reliever Raleigh Fingers. He pitches 78 innings. He walks just 13 batters, and he had an amazing 1.04 ERA. A 1.04 ERA. That's the lowest in history for any Cy Young Award winner. He saved 28 games. He won 6, which meant he figured in 55% of the Milwaukee Brewers' victories in that strike-shortened season. And along with the Cy Young, he's also going to walk away with an MVP award. And that's all I got for today for This Day in Baseball on November 3rd. And just remember, the biggest thing you can do is you can like us, you can share us, you can leave a review, and tell your friends about us. We'd love to have more listeners. Thanks again, and have a great rest of the day.